Hey guys, welcome to the new video. When you decide to learn a new language, the first app you usually think of and download is probably Duolingo. This green little guy can guide you through 40 real spoken languages and even 2 fictional ones. Respect, Duolingo is fun, energetic, and easy to use, but let's be honest, it can also be a bit chaotic, especially when you are trying to move beyond the basics, say aiming for B1 level or above, or when you want to learn languages like Chinese, Korean, or Japanese. As a polyglot and someone who has spent years teaching myself languages, I can say if you are learning an East Asian language, Duolingo might not be the best option. Why? Because these languages are built differently. Compared to languages like English, French, and Italian, Chinese, Korean, and Japanese come with completely new writing systems, unique grammar structures, different sentence orders, and complex levels of formality, and unique pronunciation. And that's exactly where one-size-fits-all apps start to fall short. That's why today I would like to introduce a different kind of mentor and a different way to learn. LingoDeer, an app built specifically for learning Asian languages. After using both apps for months, I realized something important. Duolingo represents one style of learning, fun, casual, and great for building daily habits. But I wanted to go deeper. I needed structure, clarity, and real lasting progress. That's why I picked LingoDeer. So in today's video, it's not just about comparing features, it's about comparing learning styles. So here's the plan. We will explore 5 key areas of language learning and at each stop see how these two guys approach the challenge. Ready? Let's get started.
Fight.
Grammar in Asian languages isn't just different, it's on a whole other level. We are talking particles instead of words order, context-driven meaning, and sentence endings that shift depending on formality, tense, and intent. It's not just about learning words. You need to understand how the entire system works. Now imagine this. You are using Duolingo to learn Japanese, and this sentence pops out.
安い掃除機があります。
You might stop and wonder, was arimasu? Why is a sentence structured like this? But there's no real breakdown, no clear explanation, just match, guess. And if you are learning Korean, there aren't any grammar tips at all. You have to figure it out on your own. Now enter LingoDeer. In just the first Japanese unit, it teaches you sentence structure and word order, how to build a basic A is B sentence, and the roles of particles so you are not just memorizing, you are actually learning. Even in Chinese, it breaks down things like 门 in 我们, what it means, where it goes, and why it matters. It's not just about input, it's about understanding.
Fight.
When we learn the language, of course, we want to converse with native speakers. So, how practical are the example sentences? How we can relate it to the real-life situation is the key to evaluate the quality of the learning material. A lot of users on Duolingo complain that they have to learn and repeat weird sentences out of the context, such as
本の重さは 900g です.
빙수랑 찾으세요.
你会用吸尘器吗?
Duolingo prioritizes engagement and repetition through unexpected phrases, but that often comes at the cost of practical communication. Meanwhile, from day one, LingoDeer focuses on real conversation like greetings,
안녕하세요.
shopping phrases,
我要3斤苹果.
asking questions,
あなたは学生ですか?
and navigating daily life.
新年快乐.
And their Fluent series goes even deeper, with hundreds of real-life conversations in Japanese, Korean, Chinese, and more. Each one explains patiently every word in the sentence, the grammar being used, and cultural tips that help you sound natural.
Fight.
One of the biggest challenges in learning East Asian languages, the writing systems. But apps like Duolingo don't always get it right. Take Japanese, for instance. Duolingo doesn't reveal how many kanji you will actually learn, and users agree it's not enough. Lessons are repetitive and there's no explanation of radicals, which means you never really understand why kanji look the way they are. Kanji are often taught in isolation, vocabulary is limited. Chinese learners face similar issues. You don't know how many Hanzi characters you are gonna learn. The structure is loose, lessons get repetitive fast, and there's barely any content for advanced learners. Radicals skipped, tone practice weak, HSK alignments nowhere to be found. But they are the building blocks of the Chinese language. Without the foundation, progress can feel frustrating and shallow. Let's see how LingoDeer teaches the writing system. First, it starts at the foundation. In Korea, you begin with Hangul pronunciation, then learn stroke order, and only then move into vocabulary and grammar. In Japanese and Chinese, you get step-by-step character instruction showing how each symbol is built from radicals, small building blocks of meaning. If you want to learn how to write Chinese characters like a pro, LingoDeer offers animated stroke-by-stroke character demos, tracing practicals to help you learn through writing, a dedicated Chinese drill section that organizes thousands of characters by radicals, so you can see which symbols share meanings and learn them more efficiently. It's not just about memorizing shapes, it's about understanding the logic behind them.
Fight.
When it comes to listening and speaking, Duolingo has some real limitations. First, the app relies heavily on text-to-speech audio. Sure, it's consistent, but it often sounds robotic.
このバスは秋葉原と浅草に行きます。
不要吃不健康的东西。
It lacks the tone, rhythm, and emotion of natural speak, and in tone-sensitive languages like Chinese, or ones with pitch accents like Japanese, that can leave you sounding a bit off, sometimes even awkward. You do get to practice pronunciation, but it's pretty limited, where you need some words with no actual feedback or correction. There's no actual conversation practice, just repeated pre-written sentences again and again and again. When it comes to listening, it's the same story. Instead of building real comprehension, you are often just matching words. But real-world listening, that's about guessing meaning from context, picking up on tone, and responding naturally. In real life, you don't just recite, you improvise. Like when someone asks, "What did you do last weekend?" You have to come up with the response on the spot. Duolingo doesn't prepare you for that. In this aspect, what I like about LingoDeer is that it gives you native speaker recordings, Japanese and Korean audio that feel straight out of real life.
이번 여름휴가는 멀리 가지 말고 호캉스 어때요?
じゃあ僕は何型か当ててみてよ
And Chinese videos filmed on location in real Chinese cities with real people,
客厅里有一只猫。
giving you exposure to authentic pronunciation, pace, and cultural context. You also get the Fluent series with full conversations, broken down words by word, a travel phrase book for survival scenarios, interactive stories where you can record your voice, share it, and even get like and feedback from fellow learners.
Fight.
When we talk about tracking our progress, the Duolingo flaps in beside you. Congrats on your 365-day streak. You smile, then glance at your progress. Wait a second, you are still stuck on beginner level grammar, and when it comes to real benchmarks like your JLPT, TOPIK, or HSK level, you have no idea where you stand. When you forget something, there's no smart system to bring you back into focus. It's basically a reward system that induces dopamine and the illusion of progress without any noticeable changes. Your confidence in actual conversation? Not so much. LingoDeer calmly puts out a checklist and a review deck. At every step of the way, LingoDeer gives you new words and grammar points in each lesson, targeted review sessions to reinforce what you've learned, and customizable practice, whether it's vocabulary flashcards, listening drills, spelling tests, or full sentence reviews. You choose what to focus on. Progress here doesn't feel like a random XP, it feels measurable. You are not just keeping a streak alive, you are actually getting better. As your journey comes to an end, both guides, the energetic oath and the wise deer, stand at the crossroads, waving you off with their final words. Each brought something unique to table. Duolingo is great for keeping your motivation high and giving you consistent daily exposure, especially if you are just starting out. LingoDeer, on the other hand, shines when you want to go deeper. It's where you master grammar, understand the writing systems, and actually use the language in real conversations. There's no one-size-fits-all app. It all comes down to your goals, your pace, and your learning style. And personally, I'm proud to have partnered with LingoDeer in this video. It's an app I've used myself and one that's trusted by many of my polyglot friends. We generally believe it's a game changer for serious learners for Chinese, Korean, and Japanese. But that's not all. LingoDeer also offers courses in Thai, Vietnamese, Indonesian, Hindi, Arabic, Turkish, and several other Asian languages. If you are curious, I've dropped the links in the description below. Thank you so much for watching, and no matter which guide you follow, I hope your language journey is filled with clarity, confidence, and a whole lot of fun. See you in the next one. Bye!